Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to be with you. I saw a dead fish yesterday and it reminded me of you. And I wish I was kidding, but I am not. We're inside of a journey. This is video 5 of an 8-week series of free coaching as part of my preparation for the coaching intensive that starts next Friday, July 11th for mothers. We only have 12 spots. They're filling up. There are a few spots available though. So if inside you're feeling tingly, like I think I need help, I want to be the best version of myself, I want to feel awesome inside of my body and my relationships and my job and my parenting, sign up. It's going to be amazing. We've run this now a few times. We had a therapist in it. We had an attorney in it. We had a dentist, a doctor. We've had obviously stay-at-home moms, but I feel like that's a given because many of you are here grabbing my beard. We've had creatives. We've had entrepreneurs. We're waiting for you. We're literally, I don't want to start it until you join. So just join. Why did a dead fish remind me of you? I will tell you. So I'm walking in Manhattan Beach. It's beautiful. I'm having a little Zen moment because we've had guests in town and 2 of my 3 kids had birthdays last week and it's just been a lot going on. So I'm trying to come back to life. And on this sidewalk, on this boardwalk, there is a dead fish that is pretty cute. As far as fish go, I don't know. I'm not really an animal person, more of a people person, but it was a nice looking fish. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if the fish thought it sucked at being a fish and that's why it died? You know, like if it was out here on the boardwalk looking at all of us walking around being like, gosh, I'm just not good at this, I don't know how to do this, and that, so now I'm not gonna make it. And I thought that would be funny. The reason why it reminded me of you is because I do get to know you. So many of you end up joining these calls or coaching in the one-on-one setting, which is my favorite because then I get to really know what you're dealing with. And you come to me with this sense of, I suck at this. I'm not good at this. I am not good at mothering, or I'm not good at my relationships. I'm not good at friendships. I'm not good at taking care of my body. And that's why it looks like this, or I'm not good at juggling everything. What I see is somebody who's cute and great and doing awesome, but your environment's wrong. This fish on the boardwalk, definitely gonna die. Does it have anything to do with the fact that it's a bad fish or a good fish or anything? No, it's just, it really doesn't matter what kind of fish it is. A fish on a boardwalk in Los Angeles is not gonna live. A fish in the water, especially this little cutie pie, maybe it could have been a great swimmer. Maybe it was the best fish in the sea. We don't know. But in the wrong environment, it doesn't stand a chance. And many of you end up coming to me when you are at a point that feels like I'm not going to make it, like I'm not doing okay. I am so desperate for support and help. I think the problem is me. I think I am bad at this. And then we end up unpacking some of what you're carrying, some of the dynamics going on in your life. And it's very easy to see that you, darling, are actually amazing. You're doing fantastic. In fact, lots of times what I feel is, whoa, if I were in your shoes, I would have fallen flat a long time ago. You are remarkable for being where you are right now. And yet, in love, in care for you, let's figure out what we can tweak in your life so that you can actually thrive there, so that the environment you're in can be one where you can sustain a really happy, wonderful, joy-filled life where you feel good about who you are and you feel good about your parenting and your relationships and your work and whatever else you're doing. I love making YouTube videos. I think it's really fun. It's cool for me to share my thoughts in such an intimate way where it feels like I'm here in this room alone and then you're gonna watch it probably like alone or sort of alone with your children or something. I love connecting with you in this way. But you know what I love even more is when I really get to know your life and I get to hear what you're going through. Because when I give coaching guidance via a long form piece of content like this or the podcast we used to do, it ends up being a little more vague because I don't know your unique circumstances. So yes, I believe in everything I'm saying and I believe it can be helpful for you, but it can only go so far. You get much further when someone actually knows what the unique challenges are that you're facing. What are the unique things that you're carrying around that make you feel like a fish who's not very good at life, when in actuality, we just need to make some changes to the lifestyle or the environment or to the amount of sleep you are getting, even the boundaries we keep with people or how we manage day to day. It won't take that much for you to get from a place of feeling like, I'm not good at this, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't like my life. Some of you have come to me saying, I feel like I want to run away away. Some of you even desire to be hospitalized. And I'm saying this because I've felt it, but also I've heard it from you. To be hospitalized for some reason feels really nice because it forces your loved ones to help carry the responsibilities that you've been carrying. And it forces you to get round the clock care, which you don't feel comfortable asking for in your normal life. Now, my beloved angel, darling, sweetie pie, I need you to know that if that is what you're feeling inside, oh honey, we need to make some changes, and I'm gonna help you. Today's video is about rest and restoration, and all throughout it, I'm gonna plug my 8-week coaching intensive beginning next week, because this is the big moment, guys. You could join and we could have the best time. And we're gonna have the best time. 92% of women, mothers, report feeling emotionally exhausted by the end of a week. Okay, I feel like 92% of mothers feel emotionally exhausted by the end of a day, but that just might be coming from an emotionally exhausted mother. We are tired, guys, and we are not just tired physically, we are feeling it in our nervous system. Women are twice as likely as men to suffer from chronic fatigue and anxiety. 1 in 2 moms report never feeling rested even after sleep. What we're saying is some people aren't getting enough sleep. They feel tired, obviously. And then others of us are getting sleep, but we still don't feel rested inside. Why? So sleep doesn't equal restoration when our bodies are stuck in that fight or flight or freeze mode, that sense of panic and urgency and alarm. Everything is out of our control. We don't have the ability to predict what's happening next because things could explode or be totally fine. And I don't know if today the children are going to be cooperative, or if today work is going to be easy or hard, or if the dynamic between me and my partner is going to be really strong or really weak. I don't know how I'm going to feel. And because of that, even when I physically get enough sleep, my mind and body can't slow down. It can't relax. Rest is emotional. Rest is sensory. Rest is spiritual. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you're carrying so much without enough support. Let's talk about what rest actually looks like. Real rest is something we can integrate into little 5-minute moments throughout our day. Pause. I was about to film a new clip, but then my daughter's on the other side yelling that she needs help wiping. So just 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 1 minute. I'll be right back. I'll be in here filming. Okay. Hello, great to see you again. I want to give you really tangible things that you can do inside of a chaotic day to help regulate your body and mind and feel more peace. Because yes, the dream is sleeping through the night and having adequate alone time and adequate social time and adequate spiritual time. And to be honest, I don't even know what that means. If I was given a week and I got to plan it out entirely, I don't know that I would feel super confident to create a life that is perfect. Maybe it doesn't exist. Could it be? Huh? Anyway, what if we just talk through some practical things we can do today to feel better? I think it'll help. First thing is a breathing exercise. I did it this morning inside of my very own chaotic life. Guys, a little quieter, please. It is the 4-7-8 method. 4-7-8 method. Breathe in for 4 seconds. You hold it for 7 seconds. You breathe out for 8. We'll do it together. Breathe in. Hold. Out. All right, this isn't just a Jessica woo-woo thing. It's a science-backed way to calm your body down, I guess. I've been doing it and it really does help. The next one is hydration. A giant bottle of water. Often fatigue is dehydration in disguise. When you wake up in the morning, especially if you're breastfeeding, but I know a lot of you aren't, you're past that, but if you are, oh gosh, we need to be drinking so much water. If you drink the amount of coffee that I drink in a day, which is kind of a lot, we're gonna need more water. So drink water. I'm laughing because I just remembered a couple years ago, someone told me to drink a bottle of water before I start my day, like before I eat, before I drink. And the only bottle of water I had was like gigantic, and I am not very math oriented. And so I didn't think through the fact that To someone else, they could say bottle of water and they might have meant a small one. But for me, the only bottle of water I had was giant. I felt like an aquarium. I drank so much water. I could hear the water sloshing around as I went about my day. Hi, what are you doing? So anyway, I would say drink enough water, but don't drink so much that you become water.
Why don't drink so much?
No, I'm just being silly because I accidentally drank so much water. Okay, the next one is magnesium.
Mama, why is there this light?
To help make the lighting look nicer. Look how beautiful you are. Magnesium, I don't know if you take magnesium. I started taking it every night a few years ago because my mother-in-law takes it, and it really does help everything. Now it's a bit trendy. There's a brand that I love called Mother. It's owned by my very good friend Jody, and she's amazing. And she has magnesium that you can put on via oil, like an oil that you rub on your body.
Yeah.
But you could also take it as a supplement. So I'll link both. But magnesium helps so much with getting calm, restful sleep. And it helps you have energy, and it helps you poop regularly, which is important.
Love you.
Love you. Sunlight before screens. Apparently, the experts think we should get sunlight in first thing in the morning. Got to be honest with you, I don't do this every day, but I do have a porch accessible to me, so I can just walk outside. And apparently, even a gray sky does some good for our bodies and helps our circadian rhythm. I know when my kids are freaking out, to take them outside really does help. And that was true even when they were babies, crying their head off in the evening. We would just go right outside no matter the temperature, and it did help. But sunlight itself is meant to help boost the mood. That's why the people who live in the really cold places with gray skies get those lamps. I don't remember what they're called. They're like happy lamps or something. My sister, when she lived in Canada, had one, and it is supposed to mimic sunlight and help your body feel good. Sunlight helps your body to know it's time to be awake. That's another strategy for people who are jet lagged, right? You are so tired. Your body's used to sleeping at a certain time and it's not supposed to. So what do? You go outside. You have the sunlight help your body wake up. Restorative movement. So instead of pushing through, powering through, trying to be like the fitness goddess that you dream of being in this stage of your life, this might not be the moment, but you could still move your body. You could do some stretches. I wasn't planning to do this, but one thing I do is like stretch my body. I stand up sometimes when I'm doing work instead of sitting. I have a stand-up desk because I work in here. Doing stretches. Apparently this movement, if you've ever been to Asia, I used to live in Korea and I've been to Asia quite a few times with work. You see people in parks doing this motion. They like bounce their bodies. I don't want to knock over a plant. They like bounce their bodies and do this. It's pretty nice. It feels good. And it's apparently really good for you. Good for your lymphatic system. Sean and I started doing it. It feels really like stretchy. I'm so good at giving fitness advice. I'm like, it feels super stretchy. Anyway, so you're supposed to do this a few times throughout your day, and it helps and it feels good and it drains out the yuckies and just helps your body feel more limber. My super attractive friend Huckleberry, our super attractive friend, he's married and has a family and it's really nice, but he has like really nice muscle definition, and I asked him how he got that, and he said he did a lot of stretching, that it wasn't even so much weightlifting, but it was stretching. This is reminding me to stretch for you. So maybe we could stretch. The last thing I put here is close the stress loop. And for me, it's really important that my life has beginnings and endings. I felt like one of the hardest parts of early motherhood was that my days all bled into each other because there was no clear ending of the day, you know, because you're awake so much throughout the night. And then even like days of the week started to bleed together. I wouldn't know what day it was, what time it was. And that was really hard for me mentally to know, like, okay, we've wrapped up this day. Now we're starting a new one. And so I think sometimes what we need to do is just close our stress loop. And how do you do that? Honestly, sometimes crying closes one. It's like an expression of emotion that actually does really good things on the brain to help you feel a little bit high after. So sometimes you just need to get your emotions out. Sometimes hugging someone will do it. If you hug someone for like 20 seconds. This morning, journaling, I was in my head thinking of all my fears, all my anxieties, basically I'm trying to figure out how to be more consistent online and what is my rhythm and how do I grow my business. And in my head, I started running through all of my stresses and my fears, and I could share them with you. It said like, I am too old for this job. I have already tried publicly and not succeeded, and it's embarrassing to pivot and try in a different way. I don't know what I'm doing. I am not pretty enough. I am not good enough at tech or editing to have a career on social media. So it's like vulnerable to share these things with you, but the reason why I share them is because what was happening is here this morning, trying to get the kids breakfast, trying to plan our day. We're leaving tomorrow for a trip, and I was feeling this stress energy, but I wasn't closing it. I wasn't ending it so that I could move forward and do what I needed to do. So what I did instead was write down all of these fears or stressors, kind of identify them, write them down, and then write down my counter thoughts. So my counter thoughts was like, no one's too old. As long as you still have breath in your lungs, there is goodness available to you. I've already tried publicly and not succeeded. That part I was like, okay, well, for one, I have succeeded in different areas. Even if the success didn't equal the thing I hoped would happen, there's still lots of things I could be proud of. And then also, it is a little bit scary to put yourself out there and then tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. But what I wrote is, my friends will get it. Actually, should I read what I really wrote? Yeah, what I really wrote is, my friends and loved ones will get it. The people who love us are cheering for us. And the people who want us to fail or think we're weird can respectfully F off, and I can move along. These are the inner thoughts of Jessica Hover. Yeah, so that's what I wrote. I don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. I'm learning. I'm not pretty enough. I wrote, for who? For real though. I'm pretty enough for everybody who loves me. And also, I don't follow certain people because of their looks. I follow them for their whole self. So I can just be my whole self and stop comparing myself to filtered people who have had a lot of work done. I'm not good enough at tech or editing. And I put, I'm getting better. I can learn as I go. Plus, people crave connection over perfection. And so if I can lead by connecting versus perfecting all the other extra stuff, then I am practicing what I preach, aren't I? The reason why I share that with you is because it is an example of closing that stress loop. Other ways we can close the stress loop are cry, laugh, move your body, sing, take a shower, go for a sprint. Sometimes getting outside, like truly, you could be like, hey, babe, to your babe, whoever that is, I gotta leave the babes with you, the offspring that are here. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna take this body and I'm gonna run as fast as I can. And sometimes I think of it as like running from my feelings. I'm like, I'm literally gonna sprint away from the negativity that's shouting in my ears. And when your heart rate gets up, everything like snaps back into place. It is, I don't know the science. I can't tell you exactly how it works. I just know for sure it does work. And so, yeah, and that was true even when we had our little business run out of my friend's house a few years ago. We, inside of Becca's room, had all of our products. We were shipping out orders every day. And there were moments that were particularly stressful, and both of us felt it. Like, this is getting chaotic. This is a lot. There's a lot of pressure on a friendship. I had 2 babies at the time. Like, there was so much going on. And we would have moments where we're like, we need to go sprint. We don't need a nice walk. We don't need to go chat. We need to run the fastest we can possibly run for a moment, get our heart rates way up, and then come back down and let everything reset. And it does. And you might look crazy. And we probably did. But also, we live in LA and everybody else looks crazy too. So it's all fine. We just look like part of the team. You don't need to do all of these every day, of course, obviously. But if any of them start to work, you could definitely implement them into your life more frequently. And now you have a list, an arsenal of things you could do in moments when you don't feel good inside. You drink your water, you get your sunlight, you close your stress loop. You don't just let the stress spin out of control. Maybe, another thing you could do is call a friend to talk about it, join a coaching call. That really works. Call a therapist, hire a coach, join my coaching intensive that starts next Friday. That sounds like a great idea. Anyway, do any of these things to help bring some joy into your day and relieve some of the pressure that you're feeling, and you will feel more rested and restored. for sure. And just know that I'm right there alongside you. And if you ever see a crazy lady sprinting down the street, top speed, I want you to first go, could that be my friend Jessica? If it's not, maybe it's one of us. Somebody who saw the video and was like, all right, I'll do it. You weren't built for burnout, and you don't need to prove that you're awesome by doing everything alone. You are already awesome. We don't doubt that. So what we need for you and for me is for us to take care of ourselves so that we can be well and have a wonderful life alongside these amazing people that we love so much and are, taking care of and building a story with, okay? If you want to join Restore the Glow, I'm going to put the link below, and I can't wait to meet you there. I will see you next week for video 6 of our 8-week coaching series. Okay, you're the best. I'll see you soon. Happy 4th of July to those of you who celebrate. Okay, bye.